Well, hi there, guys. What's up? It's Timmy Joe. Timothy Joseph for you new folks out there. Holy jeez, we've got news today, and I wanted to jump on the train, the gravy train.
Gravy train now with beef chunks.
You know what? Just get it out of the set of the way, okay? I like computer parts no matter what color they are. It's much like how I don't prefer white people, blue people, black people, green people. You're all the same to me, okay? I'm a loving man for all of peoples. But Team Green versus Team Red, or Intel versus AMD, whatever I can get my hands on and play with and whatever, that's what I like, that's what I'm going to talk about, because price is a factor. I'm not Jay's 2 cents making a video complaining about the nVidia sending them too many Titan XPs. Okay, I'm not, Linus Tech Tips or whoever. I don't have $1 million to put. I put my own money into my system, so I can really tell you that stuff like this kind of doesn't matter to me. But at the same time, there's a reason behind it, and it's kind of cool. And this is what I'll explain. I think that nVidia is a little bit scared right now, because maybe they have some inside information that there's a whole slew of graphics cards on the horizon from their competitors that match the speed of their current lineup. AMD Vega and, this new RX lineup that's coming out anytime soon. And they just watched Intel release a KB Lake that was marginally, a marginal update over Skylake, and it didn't really enthrall anybody or make anyone go, let's go get the new processor, because it was really just a modern update. And then Ryzen come out and actually get some pretty serious hype. And you can argue that Intel's still better in games for FPS and this and that, and you can argue that nVidia will probably be better. I mean, they're specialty companies, they don't do both things. But AMD's been sitting back watching the field, and I think that they have some good stuff up their sleeves, and it's gonna be a similar thing to the Ryzen launch. They're gonna promise a lot, some people are gonna backlash, and it's gonna be questionable on what some of their claims, if their Vega series is actually better than the 1080 Ti or the Vega. But I think that this launch is actually showing us that there is definitely some good stuff on the horizon, because AMD is forcing them to show their hand. Okay, I think that the 1080 Ti was maybe planned for this summer. I think that the Titan XP revamp that was just announced today was probably something they were working on for like the last quarter of this year. And they're going, holy geez, Ryzen and whatever just launched, and it's doing pretty well. Like, I think the sales of it are doing pretty damn well. And they're worried that the same thing's going to happen with graphics cards, because there's going to be an AMD launch event for graphics cards any minute now. They just had Ryzen 5 launch, so they've got some momentum going, and you can argue whether or not they're really making a dent in things, but I think that they are personally. So I think nVidia is going, you know what, we have the R&D into these cards already, let's just blow the pants off of them, because we don't have anything in the lower tiers ready, and we're already beating the pants off of them with our 1070 and our 1060, our 1060 being like our third worst card, and it's still better than an RX 480. So let's just launch a few new high-end graphics cards to create some hype, and then we'll work backwards, which is kind of a silly thing, because AMD just did the opposite. They put out a medium set of graphics cards in the RX 480 and the 4 series that are selling pretty well, and they're moving their way upwards with a whole new architecture coming up. So I think that this shows that there's lots of cool stuff for the rest of the year coming up, and there's going to be lots to talk about and review, and that nVidia is shaking in their booties a little bit, as is Intel. As you can tell, they put so much advertising into anything that said Ryzen on YouTube or on web pages. It was crazy. So I think you can see there's going to be a big war raging, and I don't care which side I'm on. I just like the results, that we're going to get better cards, faster cards for less money, whether it's red or green. And we see that Ryzen's doing pretty well. Like Linus just did a whole thing on which streams better, you know, some of nVidia and Intel's technology versus just a Ryzen chip with a whole bunch of cores in it. It did the job better than the other ones, so that is pretty cool. That's good information to have. So when it comes down to it, one day I hope that nVidia is sending me the best graphics card possible, but I'm probably never going to be able to afford it, and neither are you. So let's just sit it out and wait for the new set of mid-tier graphics cards to come out that will be playing 4K at 60 frames a second, that will be, you know, getting some really lifelike graphics for a good price, and that is what is exciting to me. I'm Timmy Joe. Forget the Titan XP. It's just another pawn in the game of chess between nVidia, AMD, and Intel. So you guys have yourselves a good day, and watch one of these other videos that are going to pop up. And watch Timmy Joe on Instagram and Twitter, and hit the subscribe button, and bye.